what actually happened. What actually happened. Observably, not interpretation. This is where one can begin to make sense of the lived experience that's not observable to anyone else. We each have a lived experience that no one else can fully know. And so as we walk the gray path, we learn in time, we learn, relearn, build and rebuild as we go. And we document it all, because transparency and integrity are not separate, distinct systems. So as I evaluate to understand, re-understand myself on a granular level, how can a system in isolation, that's been in isolation for so long, self-imposed the majority of it, slip away slowly over time? I'm sure many out there understand this. I have to understand that I am biology and spirit. I'm no longer agnostic, I guess. Absolutely not. But my own relationship with the divine, with God, with the self, with the nervous system, is beginning to understand. There are things we will never know, and that's okay. That's a beautiful thing, even when it feels uncomfortable. There are things that are observable, tangible. Those things make us feel safe, I imagine. Well, absolutely. Tactile stimulation, somatic anchoring, breathing exercises, fidget spinners, tarot. So many things pacify the nervous system so that the mind can quiet just long enough to get clarity. But it's because of the torrent and the chaos, the truth, serenity and clarity. One cannot exist without the other. I was originally going to divide truth into those two categories, clarity and serenity. That is truth. what happens when all three of those things coexist at once. Thoughts for another time. I bet it has something to do with something beyond unconditional love. Most of us, me included, although I feel like I'm not. Maybe I've already punched through. Anyway, we have to learn from everything that's out there. And this includes our own shadow. And when you've honestly taken an adversarial self-review and continue to do so, dissect it all in an honest and real way, no sugarcoating. Realizing you still just touch the surface, but even in that, it has brought you so much awareness of what actually goes on. Inside and around. So I see many people needing a tool for discernment. Some people offering, tools of discernment, speaking it in their own way. People speaking of the same things, the same archetypes, feelings, but they all lack an operational definition. So this is where I believe science, the scientific method, has a way of speaking the language of the divine through its process and its presence, truth, better and better understandings and awareness, refinement, calibration, recalibration. That's truth. That's the language of God, is it not? When it's uncorrupted by man. Funding, and you name it. So the onus is on the individual. It always has been. Because this world is chaos by design. We all need better ways of not getting lost through the maze. And I found that the only way to do that is to be brutally honest with yourself. Love yourself. How? Like, how do you get there? Well, that's for you to find out, you to figure out, because that's part of the love. When you realize, at least in my experience, that that's where you've arrived, and then you can look back and be like, oh, that's what I was doing this whole time, was loving myself unconditionally. I thought the truth and the seeking truth and peace came first, but the very act of me doing that was unconditional self-love. So as I drop some videos here, I guess the more polished ones need to be in the shorts, or the bars that I spit in these recordings, because I watch them back, even though I don't edit them. I haven't. It's been a raw archive. Now I have a raw archive to refine everything I've put out. Not to wash it over, no. To keep the other one as an artifact and an archive of the original. You need measurements of your own growth to really see it and appreciate how much work you actually do. These are not just tips and tricks, behavioral science. And hell, I could talk about it a lot better than I've implemented it in the past, at least consistently. But I'm getting at this point again where, that sounds so sexy. And it is, but I'm developing a curriculum while I'm relearning, recognizing everything that I created was in everything I've ever done. Understanding who it would help and why it would help in so many ways. Not because it's a one-way method, no, because it's a way to be tailor-made and unique to the individual. And so the stories that you write, because of the tools and the framework, are your own lived experience weighed with observable reality, and your own spiritual and mythological lived experience sometimes, right? And the very mundane. Make it as detailed and mundane as you want. Finding the mythology in the mundane. God, the paradoxes write themselves. Truths are always in there. And aligning with that truth. Well, that's what the gray path's for. Because that truth is your inner truth. The truth that resonates. And so, where I'm going, where we're going, there's no roadmap. Because we don't need one. What fun is a roadmap when everyone knows the destination? Isn't it better when you don't fucking know? You only know the direction. Keeps everyone guessing too. People make a game out of life. The game becomes a test, and the test a game. And at some point, you realize you were the proctor of both test and game. And that's when you became the master of the board. Your own board. Your own rule book. Updates. Not based on feelings or interpretation. No observable data. That's how you have to move in the 3D, right? Until instinct, amygdala. So I imagine as you've done enough work addressing your own fears, not running from tension, conflict, allowing it to sit in you. And then also forcing a smile, because neuroscience and believe it. Well, the basal ganglia rewrite. On that note, I'll shut this one off.